joining us now. Simon, ahead of your first event on tour this year, new father.
Yeah.
Open it up for questions.
All right. Simon, welcome back to the tour.
Thanks,
and
Zoe.
welcome to Waco, Texas. You've been here a few times in the past. Are you excited to be back in Texas?
I'm so excited. 2 weeks ago, I was watching the Vegas coverage with my little son in my arm. I watched all 8 hours every day, and I was itching so bad to go play. You know, New England weather, 2 feet of snow basically for the last 2.5 months. So I've thrown a handful of discs this year, but not more. So I'm really excited to be here in a t-shirt and enjoy the Texas. I love it.
All right. Baby Emmett, as you just mentioned, can you tell us how long you've been a father? How old's Emmett?
Woo, 4.5 weeks-ish.
Wow.
My brain is so melted because I haven't slept in 4.5 weeks. I've slept like it's more naps, not really sleep. So it feels like it's been 6 months of my life have just passed in the last 4 weeks. But yeah, it's a different life. I stereotypes, but it's all true.
Oh, absolutely. Have you found any time to focus on the play? I mean, it sounds like the weather and being a new daddy makes it challenging.
Yeah, actually, I did Vlogmas, so where I actually played every day in December. That definitely helped to get a nice routine in. And ever since that, I got into a little putting practice routine in my basement where I practice 25 footers, 30 footers. Like I try to do like 200 to 400 putts a day. And I was able to stick with that for the first time in my life. So I just played my first practice round here and I made every putt. So I'm like, yeah, it works. All the myths are true. So I'm excited. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely crazy. So the putter probably doesn't even matter really tomorrow because it's just going to be layups from 20 feet. Who knows? But I've been practicing putting and that's pretty much it. And I've been watching a lot of disc golf and I want to play.
It's so great to hear a player with so many titles, so much experience growing up in the game. You're hungry to play. What's it going to be for you this weekend? I mean, you've played Waco before. You've played the Beast. But what's the focus to get yourself up in that top 10?
Wow, top 10. I wasn't thinking about that yet. Of course, I was thrown on the featured card again tomorrow, last tee time tomorrow with Paul Macbeth and Gannon Burr and Nico Lacastro. So I'm like, thanks, guys. I'm right there with 15 cameras on my face right off the bat again, which can help. But for the first round of the year, you know, there might be some nerves or some like a bit of insecurities at the beginning. But I think the weather might actually play to my advantage. First of all, I have the tilt, which tomorrow is going to be like the most valuable disc on the course. And it takes some of the pressure off because it's going to be so crazy, unpredictable. So it's not like we don't expect to go out there and shoot a hot round tomorrow. It's just kind of try to keep it in the lines. And first term of the year for me, low expectations. I'm not thinking about top 10. I just want to have fun.
And I could talk to you all day, but last question here. What is it like for tour this year, knowing that you're going to be flying in and out of events, not as much practice, but that you have a beautiful wife and baby to go home to?
It's different. It's crazy. I mean, I've been doing the flying in and out for a couple of years now, but this year I'm really committing to like flying in a day before the tournament, getting one practice round in, playing, and the next morning flying back home. And the whole, I don't know, I heard a lot about the dad power. Like you're not playing for yourself anymore, really. You're playing for your family and your kid because it's just like it's a different feeling. And like it puts such a different perspective on life, of course. Like I've heard that so many times and I was like, yeah, whatever, but it's just true. It's like nothing really matters. What we do out here, like nothing really matters. So it's fun. I'm looking forward to it. Also for my elbow, you know, I've been through a lot of injuries in the past and maybe just playing one practice round and kind of just doing my thing is maybe better.
Very cool.
Overthinking things can be like the worst thing. And the more you practice on these courses, maybe the more you think about shots because there's all these different options. So sometimes the simpler the better, and I like it that way.
All right. Well, as I pass it off, coming from the viewers and all the people excited to see you, you look really important, looking like a dad. Keep it up.
Thanks, Zoe.
Hello, Simon.
What up, Brian?
I have a couple of questions for you. You talked about your elbow. How is it feeling overall?
Yeah, so with my injury, rest is actually not that good for it. I'm supposed to throw like a couple times a week, at least like into a net or something, which I kind of have been forgetting for the last 2 months. So I just played my first real round out here, and it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was great. I can definitely compete and I can definitely play. I'm not too worried about it, but I feel it and I know it's still there. So I think when the season progresses a bit and I get into the flow, it's going to get better and better throughout the year.
Great.
Yeah.
I noticed last year on coverage that you were on, just the limited times that you were playing on the coverage, I noticed that your form overall, your technique has condensed quite a bit. You're even getting to the point where you're not even fully extending for a distance shot. You had mentioned that you've been down-tempoing a lot more, throwing a lot slower, smoother shots.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's actually going to be a pretty good thing for you out here? Are you still throwing like that?
Yeah, I mean, right now in my head is round 1, and the conditions are going to be so crazy that who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like hard to really say. But my biggest change has really been the discs I'm throwing, because I used to throw, the PD2s and the FT3s, these really overstable discs, like pretty much on any line. And now it's not really a disc down, but it's less overstable, like the DD3s. Like I can throw them with much less effort and they go as far. Mm-hmm. Which I wonder why I didn't think about that earlier. It makes like total sense. But yeah, I think it's normal with when you get a bit older. My body has changed a lot. I used to be like 140 pounds and now I'm like 190. So my body has changed a lot, and I think it's just, I try to keep it a bit more simple.
Cool. Last question for you. Your dad, you have a place in New England now. Life is coming at you fast. What is the disc golf career looking like for you? When you came over here in, 2013 was the first time you
14?
came over? 2014. Life was different, and you just needed to play some disc golf. What does the career look like for you now?
I mean, disc golf is in the best place it's been ever.
Yeah.
So it's very bright. I'm extremely excited. Discmania is probably the sponsor forever for me, and they're in the best position they've ever been with doing their own manufacturing now, and they're starting to really like ramp up, and the opportunities and possibilities we'll have this year and the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be a whole different life for the top Discmania guys. So I'm still up there. I still have at least a handful of years, maybe 10 more good years of physical athleticism, I guess. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere. The YouTube thing is still happening. I'm still enjoying that as well. That's going to keep going a bit. I think I'm in a good spot. I'm excited for the next 5 years. And who knows? I might move also in the next couple of years to the hotspot, Charlotte. That's where you live.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I mean, anyway, have a good day.
See you, Brian.
What's up, Simon? Chris with Gatekeeper. It's good to see you.
too.
So what are you putting with now? You said you did a lot of practice putting. What's the mold now that you're falling into?
So Eagle brought out this new putter, the Rainmaker, and we had the prototypes, of course, last year already trying out, and I really like the feel of it. It's like a bit shallower, a bit straighter out of the hand, less fade at the end like the P2s I used to putt with. So I tried those and ended up not really liking them. I haven't played this year, but I've already changed my putters like 4 times this year. So it's a bit mental, but right now I have some of the new Discmania original P2s, which have been great for the last couple of weeks. So they worked great today, and we're just going to see what happens. I have no expectations, really. Just
right.
Throw it in and commit. That's the only thing I care about.
Can you give us any hints to like any new signature molds or any new things coming out from Discmania?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get in trouble for this, but this has been teased a lot. The Sky God 4 is coming, which is the new C-Line P2s, which feel so good, and I'm not biased. It's like this. It's really good. And I have a signature grip bag coming soon. I'll tease that in the next couple of days. Anything else? There's going to be a new tilt, which is going to have a slightly different name and a new design, which is also going to be sick. And we're working on a merch line for my YouTube. So basically, I'm killing it.
Yeah, busy guy.
Yeah.
Last question. This is a little more mental to the actual game. When you're in a tournament and you play a hot round, do you have a different decompression that night compared to if you play a bad round, per se?
Yeah, of course. I always say that I don't really care about winning or where I place in a tournament, but playing well versus playing poorly really affects me because no one likes to play bad. I still want to play the best I can play, but where I end up in the tournament doesn't really matter to me, but I still want to play well. That's the most important thing. And after a good round, I mean, I think I can speak for every disc golfer in the world that you're just happy and you have a beer and feel good, and after a bad round, you have a beer and feel terrible. That's basically the difference.
Awesome. It's nice to talk to you, Simon. Thank you.